Happy Monday again, everyone. Is this room big enough for everyone? But now that we have the bigger room, we don't need it anymore. This is the attendance register. Somebody will have to stretch their arm all the way across the aisle to pass it around.
What do we use the register? And not the scans?
That is, the scans are for the university, and the written bit is from my own personal records. Yeah.
Can you not get the university?
I don't know how to get the university attendance records, actually. I should learn how, but I don't know how to do that. Yeah. Any other questions before we start? So we do have, and probably you've already seen all this before, but just in case you haven't seen it, somebody commented on one of the YouTube videos about Viz guides, because there was a question and about Viz guides a few weeks ago, and it's about like the difference between Viz guides and Reddit, because we had a question about Reddit. So this is a comment from somebody that knows more about that. The main difference between Viz guides and Reddit Data Viz is beautiful is that Viz guides is a forum for discussion of visualization guidelines and knowledge, and quote, data is beautiful and other platforms are general. Viz guides is moderated by the visualization community. We aim to a solid and sound theoretical framework for the visualization discipline. For that, we need to discuss the current state-of-the-art visualization knowledge and current guidelines. We monitor the questions and look for experts to answer them, preferably the main sources of the guidelines. And four, there are many other platforms with a gigantic amount of data, information, and knowledge. Then you have a real problem to solve. Where do you start? How do you start? Which techniques would you choose? Who would you ask? This is yet another big data science problem. So that's just a little bit of guidance on the differences between Viz guides and some other platforms like the Reddit and Data is Beautiful and so on. I have another question from another student. Dear Robert, I am currently completing assignment 1 for data visualization. In the lecture, you mentioned that we could use Microsoft Excel as one of the 3 tools. I have used Excel to create a geographical heat map of the cases of a disease in the United States. When documenting this image, the visual mapping section will only contain color since it's a geographical heat map. Is this acceptable? The answer is I am not sure. I would really like to see it to know if it's acceptable or not. If I don't know, so the first answer is I don't know. I would have to see it to be sure. But I'm going to guess at some things, and maybe that's helpful too. So if this is, so the other thing is, if this is a geospatial visualization, then it's okay. But if it is a geospatial visualization, then you want to describe something else besides the color. You want to describe the geospace, right? What is that geospace you're looking at? Is it a map of the US? Is color mapped to the state? For example, like do different states have different colors? You want to describe the areas that you are looking at. So you would be describing more than just color. You'd also be describing the geospace itself, if it's what I imagine. And it might not be a geographical heat map either. it's probably a choropleth, which is, a choropleth is a digital map, and every area on that digital map has a color assigned to it according to some variant. For example, the prevalence of a disease. And you can get more information about choropleth maps from a shocking source called the Database YouTube channel. So if you type in choropleth maps there, you'll see some information about choropleth maps. And that kind of question would also be fine for visguides.org. Like this student could have maybe like got some points on their assignment by just posting this question on visguides.org with the image and then getting the answer back. So he could have actually killed or fed two birds with one scone rather. So, yeah. Any other questions about assignment 1, exciting assignment 1? Very good.